Hello there, my friends. It's December 19th, 2016, and it's time for today's big story. So today we're talking about more rumored specs of the Switch, but this is speculation and analysis of rumored specs, so rumors on top of rumors, but comes from Eurogamer, specifically the Digital Foundry guys, and they have definitely been in the know, so they are discussing and analyzing the details about the Switch that they know to give us a better look at what the system can actually do. So I've been running Go Nintendo for about 12 years now, I think, and this might be the most technically loaded story that we've ever shared, and I'm not even going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to present you with just part of the information. You can watch, they have a nice video feature you can check out, which does a much better job of explaining things, more so than I ever could, so check that out, but I'll give you some details and then we'll discuss it a little bit. I'm going to read word for word one of the paragraphs in Eurogamer's features, so get ready. There are some anomalies and inconsistencies that raise alarm bells, though. Tegra X1 is a fully featured HDMI 2 capable processor, so why is video output hobbled to HDMI 1.4 specs? What's the point of a 4K 30Hz output? The X1 also has 16 ROPs, so why is pixel fill rate mysteriously running at only 90% capacity? The 14.4 pixel/cycle should be 16 where this is standard Tegra X1. NVIDIA's chip also has 4 ARM Cortex A53s in combination with the more powerful A57s, so why aren't they on spec too? In fairness, the A53s didn't actually see much utilization based on Tegra X1 benchmarks. I don't know. I know I've heard some of the words that were in there, and I've used a couple of them like HDMI, but I have no idea. But the long and short of it is, apparently the Switch will run at roughly 40% of its full capacity when in undocked mode. When it is docked, you'll get the full 100%. So, what does that mean for games on the go? And people are like going nuts over this. The whole internet's been freaking out over these specs all day. They're like, oh, my iPhone can do more, and oh, this thing is so weak compared to the other system. Like, I do not have the mind or the temperament for this kind of discussion. I'm from a different generation. Like, there's nothing wrong with being into specs and analyzing all that stuff, but like, I've never bought a game system. I've been like, man, this game is good, but only if the system had more teraflops and there were more shaders, it'd be so much better. Like, nice graphics are nice graphics, but I'll take good art direction over nice graphics any day. Like, I'm not looking back on PS2 games and GameCube games and Xbox games and saying, wow, look at how realistic they looked. I look back on games like Rez for PS2 and I'm like, man, that still holds up today. Or I look back on Wind Waker and I'm like, what a really unique art style that made the game stick out. Like, for me, when it comes to graphics and horsepower, certainly there are instances where they go hand in hand, but I think working within the limits of a system, no matter what the hardware is, as long as you have well thought out and planned art direction and great artists on board, I think you can make some things that look absolutely amazing. And yes, horsepower bleeds into games that you can run on the system and what you can actually do, but you know, I just think it's a bit silly that, you know, let's say Xbox 360 and PS3 were the current gen systems. We jump to the next generation and then everybody's like, oh, that other stuff sucked. Like, why was it okay then? Then we get something more powerful and it's better now. Like, what? There are very, very few games, I feel, that come out on systems next generations where I'm like, yeah, this isn't possible. Like, we're playing the same type of games and the same type of genres. I feel there's very few games that take advantage of the horsepower to do things other than making a game look prettier, and that, I think, has diminishing returns. So that's just me, though. Obviously, I'm in the wrong here because the internet's all about talking specs today. So let's see what you guys had to say. I am going to butcher this name. Panagiotis Paginitis says, Unreal Engine 4, Unity, Vulkan, OpenGL 4.5/ES, and Dark Souls 3 coming. Well, even if those specs are true, they are probably hell way over-optimized to be able to handle all that. Yeah, I mean, like, again, Dark Souls, the trilogy, including 3, obviously, is rumored for the Switch, so you would think that From Software has managed to squeeze something out of the Switch to get the games to a point where they feel comfortable running them on the system. So I don't know. I guess that that flies in the face of this discussion a little bit. Airtane over at Go Nintendo has the top-rated comment of the day, and he says, "I'm not believing anything until I hear Nintendo talk about it on January 12th. Yeah, if you are into specs, we're certainly going to cover rumors, and we'll cover that discussion, but if you're into specs, like if you are like, I'm not going to buy the Switch unless I know it has these specs in it, then you're going to have to wait until the 12th, and you probably still won't get information that you want that day, because Nintendo isn't one to be like, here's the specs, here's everything inside the system, here's what makes it work. They'll be like, here's the storage space, and I don't know what else. Here's what the screen does, 720p on the portable or whatever. Yeah, they don't really talk specs, so you're going to have to wait until somebody actually gets the Switch and does a teardown to find out what's in there. So if specs are your thing, you're going to be waiting a while to hear the official details. Alright, my friends, that's today's big story for December 19th, 2016. Thanks for checking out the video and supporting us and subscribing and liking and sharing and all that. I appreciate it, and we got a full week ahead of us. I don't know what's going to be here, but I got some other video features planned alongside our usual today's big story. So look out for those, but we'll be here tomorrow with whatever the day brings us. So again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, RMC here from Go Nintendo. If you like what you saw in the video, why don't you give us a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe? We'd love to have you. If you want to see what else we're up to, you can check out GoNintendo.com for 24-hour Nintendo news. You can visit us on Facebook at Facebook.com/GoNintendo. You can check us out on Twitter at Twitter.com/GoNintendoTweet. And we're even over on Instagram at Instagram.com/GoNintendo. I put all the links in the description just to make it easier for you guys to follow. Thanks a lot.